Maria looked at his daughter proudly, knowing that Lily's determination had surpassed her own fear. For nothing in the world, courage was born into igniting her. Lily proved that the future is not something to wait for, but to fight for. Star City is now alive again, not because of another method, but because of the faith of a girl who refused to give into the darkness. The moral of the story: the future doesn't come by itself. It's created by those who dare to dream, try, and never give up. It was all about my story. Thank you for your attention, and see you! Good morning, judges, teachers, and all my beloved friends. Thank you for the time that given to me. My name is Michelle Tandayu, and I am from Katolik Pelita Bangsa Junior High School. Have you ever looked at the night sky and wondered if one day you could fix the stars? Well, today I would like to tell you a story about a girl who did it. This is Rewrite the Stars. In a small town called Star City, hidden among the ruins, lived a brilliant girl named Lily. Lily grew up with her father, Dr. Orion, who had helped design the city's energy system. He was forced away from the selfless research. While Lily gazed at the stars every night, vowing to herself that she would bring back to life. One day, Lily found her father's old room in the attic, engine diagrams, energy formulas, and design for a new generator filled the basement. Dad, this can save the city! She exclaimed excitedly. Orion was silent for a long time before saying, "That's what destroyed everything." But Lily couldn't ignore it. While reading the notes, he saw an opportunity. Lily began experimenting in secret. She assembled small engines from scrap metal, repaired broken drones, and tried to power mini generators. She failed repeatedly. Engine exploded. Several people came to Orion's house, accusing their family of causing suffering. Lily lowered her head, but her heart only grew more determined. If they are afraid, I have to prove that life can return without disasters, she muttered. Years passed, and Lily grew into a teenager with extraordinary intelligence. She built a new energy method, far safer than her father's old design. That night, she broke the giant machine to the town's bell. The villagers gathered anxiously. Some whispered, others spoke, and some even tried to stop her. Orion stood beside his daughter, his face filled with tears. With this, they will never forget us, he said softly. Lily replied firmly. And in success, they will trust us again. When the line button was pressed, the message shot violently, forced through, and allowed its echo through the air. Residents screamed, into morning, dim flowing of light. The Lord created, and
teachers, and all of my friends. My name is Alphys, and I'm from Pelita Bangsa Junior High School. Today, I'm going to tell you a beautiful and inspiring story. So please, listen well. Once upon a time, the earth was full of problems and challenges. The sky was gray due to pollution. Forests have been cut down and rivers no longer carry life. Instead, carry a trust and rest. Many people were worried about the condition of the earth. So they said, will the world get better soon? At night, children often gazed at the dim stars. One of them was a little boy named Gabriel. He clutched his book and said, I want a world to be a beautiful place again one day. I want to see a blue sky without pollution. One morning in class, the teacher smiled and asked, children, what do you imagine for the future? One child raised his hand and said, I want a car that can fly, man. Another child said, I want a house that can walk and move everywhere. Everyone laughed. But Gabriel raised his hand slowly and said, I want a world where humans live in harmony with nature. As the year passed, Gabriel grew into a man. He often talked with his friend about his dream. One afternoon, his friend asked him, Gabriel, why are you so sure the world can change? Aren't humans doing too much damage? Gabriel replied friendly, it's possible because the world has broken and we have to fix it. Imagine if everyone tried little by little, the world would heal. And you know what? Indeed, world slowly changed. Farmers used smart machines. Cities were lit by solar and wind energy. Doctors invented a small devices that could heal the body. Children learn in new ways. With virtual glasses, they said, look, I'm walking in the ocean floor. And some said, look, I'm climbing the highest mountain in the world. Were they still sitting in class? Gabriel looked at it all and said, this is the future we once dreamed of. One day, Gabriel was walking with his friend in a city park. Birds were chirping among the once barely tree that now growing quickly. It's so beautiful, his friend said. And Gabriel smiled and replied, of course, the nature can heal as long as we take care of it. There was a small girl asked Gabriel, excuse me, sir, one robot's the place human? And Gabriel looked into her eyes and smiled, then said, no, robots dare to help us. Remember, only humans can love and do good. Years passed. Humans began gaze into space. Gabriel, did you believe we can get to Mars?
Bagaimana?
The
Aman?
engineer asked.
Masih tidur?
And Gabriel replied, of course, if we can imagine it,
Sebentar ya, saya
we can
syuting
make
dulu nih.
it happen. But remember, don't forget our first home, the Earth. So, humans began explore the space. They go to moon, stars, and Mars. After that, Gabriel stood in the crowd, like me right now. And everyone was waiting for his words. Everyone, look around you. The future is not about run away from the problem. It's about solving them together. Everyone fell silent. Then burst into applause. Woo! Gabriel! Everyone, the truth is, many people in my story that know teacher is not about a spaceship, not about technology, not about robots, but it's about hope. From Gabriel's story, it teaches us the better future is from us. It's from a little boy. If we have dream, hope, and we have the action and teamwork, we can make our world being better. And remember, don't only see technology as the future. We are the future. We are the next generation, and we are the future. That's my story, and thank you for listening.
Hello everyone! Good morning, judges, teachers, and all of my friends. Thank you very much for the time that are given to me. My name is Barana. I come from Katolik Pelita Bangsa Junior High School. So today, I'm going to tell you guys a short story about the future with the title of "And Walking the Horizon." So please listen well. Far away, on an island in another world, there lives a small family that consisting of father, mother, and their children. Their child is a beautiful girl named Seraphine. Seraphine is a girl who is known for her sweet and cheerful smile. Seraphine's parents are fugitives who are wanted by the people on the island. One night, Seraphine was looking at the stars, and then she asked her father, "Dad, will you and Mom always be with me?" Her father smiled softly and said, "I don't know, but remember, you have to learn to accept the reality of life one day. You have to be able to learn to let go of sorrow." Seraphine heard it and would never forget those words. One day, their family was run out of food, and Seraphine took the initiative to look for food in the forest near their house. "Mom, Dad, I will go to the forest to look for food," she said. "Be careful, come back before it gets dark," said Seraphine's mother. Seraphine laughed and she waved to her father and her mother. Seraphim looks for fruits, such as berries, strawberries, and several other fruits. While she was still busy looking for fruits, she saw several people running and looking mysterious. She ignored them, but was also curious. A few moments later, she decided to go home because she thought that she had enough food. So she went home. A few minutes later, she saw something strange from a distance. She ran toward her house. Then she was shocked because she found her parents lying on the ground covered in blood. Her mother had died, and her father was taken by the guards. Seraphim cried and fell to the ground, hugging her mother. "Mom, why did all this happen?" she said. As years passed, Seraphim changed. The little girl who once fell helpless in the ground grew into a woman who carried grief like a sword. Every hardship sharpened her. Every tear became a reason to rise again. She wandered across distant lands, learning from warriors, healers, even scholars. Each person she met added something to her. Skill, wisdom, or simply the reminder that the world still held kindness or protective. Yet, she never forgot her purpose. The vision of her father, dragged away in chains, haunted her nights. The image of her mother's last words filled her days. She knew she could not undo the past, but she could shape the future. And so, Seraphim began to gather those who had also lost everything. The poor, the broken, the forgotten. With her at the center, they rose as a hiding force, not just to fight, but to protect. Villagers that once lived in fear find hope when her banner appeared. She was no longer only Seraphim, daughter of tragedy. She was Seraphim, daughter of tomorrow. The silver pendant from her mother never left her neck. When people asked her why she wore it, she would answer, "Because I want to remember both my pain and my love. But then, why would I know how to fight?" she said. Her life became more than figures. She built schools where children once hide from soldiers. She built the wonders with knowledge that she had learned from the wandering healers. She opened her doors to strangers, teaching them that the strange was not only in the blade, but in the choice to protect. The future looked at her as its guide. The people began to believe again, not in kings or rulers, but in each other. And so, Seraphim became the symbol of that united. Years later, when the peace finally touched the land, Seraphim was no longer only the young girl who had cried under the shadow of loss. She was a leader, a teacher, and a mother to everyone who had lost everything. In her final years, Seraphim sat beneath the old oak tree that she had once buried her mother. When when her eyes finally closed, the pencil still resting on her chest. The name lived on, not just in stories, but in the very way people lived. The moral of the story is, the past may be filled with sorrow, but true strength comes from turning pain into hope and shaping the better future for us.